So welcome. So tonight's class is really simple Savitri breath, which is, so Savitri, the word comes, it comes from the word Savitri, which means, the Su part of it means to give birth to, and the word soma, which means accelerating drink, or symbolises spiritual ecstasy or delight, is also derived from the same root word, su. And if we combine the meanings, we end up with a meaning of Savitri as divine creator, one who gives birth to or brings forth from themselves into existence and creation. And in the Vedas, Savita is a god of illumination, usually represented by the sun, which illuminates the solar system. And Savitri, which is the practice we're going to do tonight, is actually a goddess. So it's a really beautiful wave-like breath. So it's really an expression of the natural breath, but with more focused attention. And we start to build the pauses. So the full sequence, when I teach it, goes up to 16-8, 16-8. So you're in for 16, hold in for 8, breathe out for 16, hold out for 8. But we're not going to move up to that rhythm tonight. We'll probably get to maybe 10-5, because it takes more time. It takes, a few months, maybe a few weeks of practice to build that ratio. So let's just start with a body scan. So spine nice and straight. Take a deep breath in and have a sigh out. And again, deep breath in and a sigh out. And last one. Just let the head turn one way and the other. Use the exhalation to pour away the tension that you might have accumulated through the day. Jaw relaxed. Good, let's drop the chin, slowly draw a circle. Keep the jaw relaxed. Lovely, change directions. Lovely, back to centre, bring the hands to the shoulders. Inhale, draw a big circle. Exhale with a sigh. Lovely, change directions. Lovely, and release. Just let the hands rest, either in chin mudra or just in the normal meditation mudra, your choice. And with the eyes closed, bring your attention to the breath. Be aware of the breath at the tip of the nose. Be aware of the breath as it moves into the cavities of the nose, as it pours down into the throat, the windpipe, the trachea. And then be aware of the breath expanding the lungs. And then follow the breath all the way back out. And noticing when the mind wanders, which is regularly, certainly is for me, keep bringing it back to the breath, noticing the distraction of the mind. And then let's just bring a nice Sukha Pranayama in to prepare the lungs to take a deeper charge of energy. So breathe it in for a count of 4. And breathe out for 4. And again, in and out for 4. Just keep working with that simple count of 4. Increase the count to 5. Really feel, visualize the lungs expanding and contracting, not just at the front of the body, but at the side and at the back. So there's actually a lot more capacity towards the back of the body than we realise. increase the count to 6. And now start to be consciously aware of the pauses in the breath, at the top of the breath in and at the end of the breath out. So it's the pauses that we'll start to really focus on as we move into Savitri. So just breathing in and out for 6. Good, next count is 7. Just keep bringing the mind back to the sensation, the sound of the breath as it flows like a wave through the body and the mind. Increase the count now to 8. Remember, when we're moving into these higher counts, that we are not necessarily breathing in for more, we're just controlling the breath in, so we're breathing in more slowly, which helps to regulate the mind. Lovely. Now we're going to switch into Savitri. I'm going to drop the inhalation back to 6. So breathing in for 6. Count the pause for 3. Breathe out for 6. Hold the breath out for 3. Keep going. Inhaling for 6. Holding the breath in for 3. Exhaling for 6. Holding the breath out for 3. So this is a really useful breath for emotional swings. So it's an emotionally balancing breath. It's one of the best means of infusing prana into the emotional body. Check that the jaws relax, the shoulders are relaxed. just going to add in another instruction, which is not particularly from this tradition, but I find it has quite an amplifying effect. So I want you to think a smile whilst you're counting that breath and feel the vibrational frequency of that smile as it moves into your emotional body. Keep going. So I want you to really work with this 6-3 rhythm for a little bit longer so we stabilize our emotional body, thinking the smile, really focusing on the wave-like energy of the rhythm. Lovely. Now we're going to increase the count. So remember, we're not necessarily breathing in for more, we're just slowing the breath. So the next count is 8-4-8-4, and this is what's known as the, well, I call it the body breath. So it works with, it's a rhythm that is the harmony with the cellular vibration of blood, muscles, and the skeletal structure. So breathing in for 8. Holding the breath in for 4. Breathing out for 8. holding the breath out for 4. And keep going. And notice, especially in the pauses, if you can feel the beat of the heart and start to use that internal beat like a metronome. So it becomes your personal metronome to count the breath. So this is considered the best rhythm to strengthen and rejuvenate the body. And after you practice with it for extended periods of time, it's really good for physical health and for the proper electronic, I can't even say the word now. Electrolyte balance of the cells, so the electrolytic balance, and it maintains the cells, promoting optimum health. It's a really good rhythm for body quietness and meditation. Just going to work for a bit longer with this stage of the breath. So the next breath up is 10-5, 10-5. So really concentrate here. Really hold the focus at the tip of the nose. Breathe in really slowly. If it just feels too much, then just stay with the 8-4 or the 6-3. Be aware of the beat of the heart acting as that metronome to keep her even count. So the 10-5, the effect is for metabolism. So metabolism is increased. Speeds up the rate at which the body's organs work. It's extremely beneficial for anyone with sluggish circulation or an exhausted nervous system. Because it just slows us down because we're just breathing in a lot more slowly. Feel that sense of stillness as you drop into the pauses. Lovely. Now we're going to move the rhythm into a kriya, which is basically using the breath visualization and our creative imagination to move the energy through the body in a certain way. So we're going to use the 8-4 rhythm for this. So bring your attention to the top of the head and the base of the spine. And from the top of the head, breathe in for a count of 8 and bring that energy down the body. Let your awareness rest at the base chakra for a count of 4. And then let it come all the way back up again through the spinal column as you exhale for 8. Pausing with your attention at the top of the head for 4. And keep going. So we're directing the pranic flow through the energetic system. Notice how the mind wanders and sometimes you'll end up reversing the flow. So keep focusing. It's coming down as you inhale, down into Muladhara, holding attention at the base for 4, and then the exhale's coming up to the crown of the head and resting there for 4. Good. Now next time you exhale, hold the attention now at the third eye. And we're going to imagine that we're drawing a line outwards as we inhale, as far as we can project that line. So for some people it might be just a short distance. For some people it might be as if you're projecting it over and out into the universe. So whatever works for you is fine. So breathing in and projecting an invisible sort of line of energy outwards using the third eye projection for a count of 8. Holding your attention out there for 4. And then as you exhale, bring that attention back into the third eye, into the brain, and hold your attention inwards, about 2 or 3 inches into the brain. So you're working in the pineal gland for 4. And breathing out again. Good, now release the count, but keep the rhythm going. So you should have sort of dropped into that rhythm naturally now, so you don't need to count it. But I want you to imagine that as you inhale outwards, you're creating a sound in the mind that is repeating the sound Om. You're holding the breath, and then when you're ready, breathing that sound inwards, so it's a silent Om. You might start to feel a sense of energy pulling in maybe the base of the skull, like a tickling sensation, and maybe a pulling towards the brow space. Just be aware of the subtle changes of energy. Good, now on the next exhalation, let your attention just rest deep within the brain. And just holding your attention there. You might find that you don't feel like you need to breathe in. You're just there, stillness. So this is known as the cave of the yogis, that place of non-movement of the mind. And then bring the hands to the heart space. And as you inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale down through the midline, just bowing the head to the heart. And namaste. So I'm just going to bring in some codes, which are for the connection to that divine energy that comes with the breath. So these are, like all light language, these codes are channeled through my heart space. And if they are in vibrational frequency with you, then they will work for you. And you can accept them. And if they don't work for you, they'll just flow out through the body. So anyway, just connect to my heart with your heart, and at the end, we'll disconnect. And just feel the breath flowing. And as you work into that rhythm again, so we don't need to count it, but be aware of the Savitri rhythm, that flow of the divine. Just visualize these codes coming into the body. Yunotushunuanaha, ikrete siena no shunotukwana yete siena. Ikretiana sunodo tukwayana nasiana takayano doshunonoa. Yerbetusyono toshunono wayana rotosyono wayana rotosyono wayana. Eritikisiana no shunotukuru uruanaha. Yarbetusyono no kuwarayana nasiana siana. Yorotoko uruanayana siana. Ikriaya na no shutukuru siena. Horobato kusiono ruayana nasiana naha. Torosiono no ho. Here osiono toru. Yes, 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 yo, yo, ro, 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 ro. Yes, ya, no, sho, no, ro, ro. Hewa, hewa, yes, yo, yo, yo. Sino wata kene asiata toko uru ayana na asiata takakara no shono no toko ariana na siena to toko uru ana yana na ha eritisiano no shono no toko ayana na asiata takakuru toko ayana na asiata toko uru toko ayana na asiata toko uru toko ayana na ha e creato so shono utoko kuru toko ayana na asiana takakara yana na asiata taka e creana na asiano to toko uru ayana na asiana na taka. Thank you, thank you, thank you.